No, yeah, I think it's because people don't do things like what they did with us when we were kids. And when I was a kid, I know some kids still got it a little bit different. Like their parents would take them outside of the store and then beat their butt because they was acting a fool inside of the store. My parents would do it in the store. They'd be like, hey, you want me to whoop your ass in front of all these people? You fucking crying, acting a fool, embarrassing me over some fucking toys. You can't get it. I'm going to whoop your ass in front of all these people and give you a reason to cry if you don't stop crying. I stop crying most of the time. You know what I'm saying? And it just like, it made things real for me. Things got real quick. You're crying, you're a little kid, you're being a little bitch because your parents won't get you what you want. And then all of a sudden your stepdad or dad or mom grabs you and they're like, hey, motherfucker, I'm going to hurt you if you don't stop, right? And it sounds crazy, but you're like, I mean, you're like, damn, dude, maybe I should listen. Like, you stop and you really think, you're looking at him like, man, this motherfucker big.
Yeah, it's fear.
And you can feel the energy. And it is a little bit of fear. But it's also...
it's entirely fear.
Now, if you're beating the fuck out of them right away, I'd say that's entirely fear. Because
it's fear from the get-go because you're insinuating. You're like, you better do this or I'm going to beat you.
But it causes understanding. It causes it causes me like, yo... This motherfucker, it does cause a little bit of understanding, like, this motherfucker is bigger than me, so I should listen to what they say, and I can't see a negative in that. But when it's like my mom especially, and she would do that, and I'd be like, my mom's a really nice lady. She's really nice. You know what I'm saying? So for her to get down on my face and get that mean... was like, you have to be able to show. It's not like it's that all the time, though, too.
No, I mean, look, you can get upset with your children. The part I don't support corporal punishment at all. I don't think it's okay to hit your kids ever.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm serious. It's...
You know, I never knew this about Coleman before starting a podcast with him. And I didn't know when we started this was going to be the last episode we ever did. I didn't know that.
Look,
please beat your kids.
No,
These
I'm serious.
kids in my fucking apartment building that just moved in, we just got, because a bunch of kids had broke all the pool cues, so we couldn't play at the pool table that they provide us. Okay?
Yeah.
And these kids that just moved in just broke them all the brand new ones we got.
You really think those kids aren't getting hit at home?
Beat them kids,
You think they're getting beat?
I don't, because I got some cousins that didn't get beat by their parents at all. I didn't get nowadays when you say beat, people think
I'm not even saying beat. I'm saying any kind of... Look.
Like I would be crying in the store saying, and it'd be like, pop, and I'd get knuckles right to my mouth real quick, and I'd be like...
Look, I'll be frank. I think using corporal punishment is lazy parenting. I think if you're a real parent,
if you're using it too much,
no, at all. If you're a real person, if you're a real parent, there's no reason that you cannot sit your child down and explain to them why something is wrong. There's no way you can punish them without violence. You can lock them in their room. There's plenty of things that you can do without inflicting violence on a child.
My rebuttal: have a kid right now.
Yeah,
you got a girlfriend. Go do it.
No,
go plant the seed.
But see, this is actually part of why I'm so hesitant about having kids, because it is an emotional response. It is you as a person, fucking fed up with your kid, and you're like, okay, you know what? You better stop, or I'm gonna fucking hit you. You're cutting it off. You're ending the line. Yes, you're not sitting down and having the conversation of okay, this is why when you're in a store, you don't fucking cry and make a fool, because it makes me look bad. It makes us as a family look bad. It's rude. People don't like it.
Sometimes they don't get it yet. I do agree. There's parents fall into that. They will start it and then they fall into it too deep, and it's like now this is a forever thing until they do the things I need them to do to not get hit. And I do get that, because that's kind of what I went through in a sense, which I don't blame my mom or stepdad for. My stepdad more likely to hit you than my mom, but I don't blame them. That's just what they knew, and I think they gave it lighter than what they got. I do believe that as well. But it's like if my kid was crying in the store and I was trying to explain to him, hey, you need to stop. All right. And this is why sometimes they don't get it. Sometimes they don't listen. And do that mean you should beat the fuck out of them? No. But if you never hit your kid, especially like my mom, like I said, a very nice lady. Yeah. Very nice lady. So when I was at the store acting a fool and I got knuckles to the mouth, pop, just a little pop right quick. I was like, oh shit, I should be quiet right now. I shouldn't even cry. I really hit those moments, not straight because of fear, and it was a lot of fear though, but it was more like it's entirely like she had enough right now. Because I knew as a child though too. I remember that I knew as a child I was trying to push the limits. I was trying to get what I wanted. And I feel like it taught me sometimes you're trying to get what you want and you can bitch and moan. And especially when you bitch and moan, life is going to slap you in the face. And it's not physical, but it's in other ways.
Exactly. But using that as a method, like as a reasoning to like hit a kid, I just don't agree with that. Life does not physically slap.
I punch my kid right in his face, bro. Nah, I'll tell you what.
Look, man, I come from a long line.
Like 15, 16, he liable to get boxed. 15, 16-year-old son, especially, gloves are on deck. Especially if I got a daughter, she that age, she a dyke. Gloves is on deck. And I'm gonna be like, all right, you want to talk? We gotta do this. If I had a son right now, he 15, 16, and he want to fucking step up to me, I'd be like, do you want to put the gloves on?
Okay, what about violence do you think is
How
positive?
is that necessarily violence?
It is violence.
I don't consider it violence. You're is the
physically
thing.
Contacting.
I'm not just going to initiate the contact to start wailing on him, put the gloves on and start going. I'm going to be like, bro, do you want to step outside with it? Especially you 15, 16 years old. I'm telling you what to do in my house, and I'm not being out of line with it. Like if I'm like, hey, it's your turn to do the dishes tonight type of shit, and he come back at me with, man, I got this to do, I got that to do. Why can't somebody else do the dishes? Start talking to me crazy. Yo, this is what we do. You live in a place, you got to do work to upkeep on that place. I'm teaching you how to be a man. I'm teaching you how to be an adult. This is what it is. It sucks. You got to do a lot of work. You come home from doing work, you got to come home and do more work. And then he keeps giving me attitude. I'll be like, hey, bro, you want to put the gloves on or do you want to do the dishes?
Okay, but
And if we put the gloves on and we step outside, and when he lose, I'm going to be like, now you got to go do the dishes.
But he's a minor, so he's not able to like on the same level like mutually participate in a
that's
fight.
Inappropriate. That's not inappropriate. That's incorrect. Incorrect, nigga. I know some niggas that's probably 16 right now that I trained with in a boxing gym. That if you go in there and you step in the ring, put the gloves on, they beat the fuck out of you.
Okay,
they probably beat the fuck out of me too.
They have the ability, but they're not of age. They're not of 18. They're not an adult.
Man, they don't care when you in the gym with them. A lot of those kids,
it doesn't matter if they care.
All the kids in there that grow to be seriously tough men, they'll be like, how old are you? They'll be like, oh, you're 23, 25, 28, whatever. They'll be like, you want to spar with me? They want to go with the older guys. They want to know what it feels like to get fucking hit. But man, they want to know what it feels like to get hit hard, get hit heavy, take that shit, and be able to like keep pushing forward, bro. I'm telling you, there's benefit in that masculinity shit that can be borderline toxic. I think the most toxic thing
I don't think there's anything wrong with masculinity. I think there's something wrong with violence. Masculinity is fine, but when you're inflicting violence on people, that's when I have a problem.
So you think like training boxing is bad?
No, that's mutual.
Wouldn't that be inflicting violence?
But dude, there's a difference between like
it's mutual. Okay, I get that.
There's a difference between you and me going outside and saying, "Hey, let's have a boxing match," and your kid who lives there with like, and he has no choice. Like he can't go.
To be fair, I didn't say I wouldn't give him a choice. I said I'd give him a choice. I say, hey,
No,
it's your
but
turn
it's-
to do the dishes, so you can do the dishes. But if you want to talk to me crazy, we can go box. I wouldn't.
I just don't
I
understand
can't
why you
say
have to
that I
use
would
violence.
be a
Why
po-
can't
I
you do
wouldn't
something
be a
else?
person that would get to a point where I'd be like,
Okay,
dragging
well,
him
but
outside to box me.
That's
You know
my
what I'm saying?
point, dude.
It's a simple point, but bro, I'm telling you, it steps you up, bro. It makes you think different and it makes you move different. The first time my stepdad ever asked me, or he didn't ask me, but he said, he's like, whatever. He's like, you want to go? We could go. I got the gloves. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, I would lose to him. Like, if I was fucking, it makes you move different, bro. It makes people move different in, like, the places that they go, the way that they are. Not every time you get violence initiated on you is it all that crazy, you know? Sometimes people go places acting crazy. They initiate that violence upon themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. And it just teaches you to be different. That made me think, like, I need to move in a different. I was probably 14, 15, and I was like, I know people that are the same age as me that could beat the fuck out of their stepdad right now. I need to move different. It's just like, I don't know. It just gave me this weird type of goal. Like, if I want to be, this is a man right here. This is a real man. This guy is strong. He got hands. He's got trophies. It made me like, if I want to be able to get to this, to a point like this where it's like, I can also be a strong man. Like I know I could do this. I know I could put this dude down and that dude down and protect myself. It was like, it gave me something to shoot for. It gave me a direction to move instead of just staying complacent. And I think that's the worst part about soft parenting and shit like that is complacency.
Okay, look, here's the problem. You're correlating no violence with soft parenting. You can be a hard parent without being violent.
Bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. You can keep them in their room. You can.
That's violent.
That is not violent.
Yeah, it is. They hurt my feelings like a motherfucking nigga. That shit made me cry like
violent.
a motherfucker.
That's not
you
violent.
put me in my room, take away my shit. I'd rather get hit, bro. That shit sucked, bro. That shit fucking sucked.
Yeah, that was my childhood, motherfucker.
They took away your Xbox and shit.
I got my Game Boy permanently taken away from me. I never saw it again,
Would
dude.
you rather
I am not even kidding
And
you.
you could have got hit once, nigga.
I did get hit. I did get... Dude, you're talking about fighting your dad? I fought my dad. I literally fought my dad when I was 17. He fucking tackled me. We wrestled on the ground. It was fucking awful. Look, man. I'm getting a little riled up because...
You had truly violent parenting. That is what that sounds like.
Yeah, dude,
that is extensive. That would be like
there's generational parental abuse in my family. My dad and his brother got the fuck beat out of them. My uncle got hit
that's
with a
too much
textbook by his parents. My dad got his hand put on a frying pan by his mother because he didn't know that it was hot.
Yep.
And she had to teach him that it was hot. My point is, dude, like
that's
when you
negative.
But dude, when you use violence as a precedent, there's no end to that. You're like, oh, violence is okay, and then it's open ended at that point. If you can use violence
if you got common sense, you don't think like that.
But dude, people don't have common sense. People are idiots.
That's true. I think that you have to have a license to fish, right? You have to have a license to hunt. You don't have to have a license to have a baby, nigga. No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that you should have to have a license to do those things. But I'm saying I gotta have a license to hunt and fish, but I don't gotta have a license to have no baby. That's a little bit crazy. You would think the license would come for the baby before we could be, you know what I mean? Like hunting and fishing before the baby.
You're making some great arguments for anarchism, Lolo. This is great.
No, because anybody having a baby during anarchism, that I'm talking about communist power. Let's go. No more stupid babies. Your baby's stupid. The baby is done. It's over. No, I'm just kidding.